You might be familiar with a push to lower the legal voting age, but there's a new spin on this topic and it has the internet on fire. Some voters feel that seniors older than 70 should not be voting because they're set in their ways, may not be as sharp mentally, and aren't as invested in change. However, wisdom comes with age. And what about the presidential candidates in their 70s? Or actually President Trump himself. So DBL Nation, should there be a maximum age limit to vote? Lindsay.
All right, Miller from Facebook says some voters are so old, they're weighing in on issues that will never affect them. I don't think that's fair. And listen, I understand if you're trying to say people lose their faculties when they're getting older, but I disagree with this because people say that African Americans couldn't relate to a lot of the issues back in the day, so why are they voting? And I think that's why we had the Voting Rights Act, and that's why we need to continue to give people the right that they were given. So.
There we go. Susan from Facebook says, my parents are ages 85 and 87, and their votes will help make sure this nightmare is over in 2020. They're in book clubs, read newspapers every day, and follow a variety of news sources. I doubt many 28-year-olds are as well informed. Susan, thank you for writing in, and thank you for changing my mind, because at a prior show earlier today, I said that there should be some sort of test for people at a certain age. But I think about how you just called me out just now, because at 28 years old, I hadn't even voted yet. I couldn't tell you the difference between some of the candidates, what they look like, other than, oh, that's the black guy Obama, you know what I mean?
That's
and I'm kind of joking with it,
yeah.
But at the same time, I know for a fact there were others like me who didn't know or wasn't as well rehearsed in terms of politics and candidates and policies. So
good for you to
thank
be honest
Susan,
about that.
for writing in. Yeah.
All right, Gina from Facebook says, I think I will become less invested in politics as I get older. I think lazy voting needs to stop. If you don't understand what you're voting for, you shouldn't vote. Well, Gina, I appreciate that, and I agree with that on some levels, but I don't think that that's only for people that are 70 plus. I think a lot of people, as Brandon just honestly conveyed to all of us, kind of, are out of the loop, or only are up on one or two issues, but don't understand the other policy issues that are in play. And I think it's more rare for somebody to have a complete grip on everything than just a few things. So I don't think that just has to do with people that in their 70s, and I don't want to unfairly qualify them as that, because it's disrespectful, I believe, to our older generation.
I agree. Alyssa from Facebook says, I'll be 70 next year, and my generation is more on the ball because we have greater insight. First of all, happy birthday, and also I am completely agree with you. The reason I always say knowledge is power, and that I'm a nerd and Al falls asleep and Jeff wants to leave the show and everyone thinks it's stupid, is because if you don't know your history, you sound entitled. These people in their 70s fought for Roe v. Wade. They fought for the right to vote. They fought for anything progressive that you got now. Those were the hippies that were making the way for you to be able to say things like this. So know your history. This is a great generation, and they absolutely do not deserve to be disenfranchised.